So question number 16, given that fx is equal to 8x and gx is equal to 3x minus 2 over 4, what are you told to find first? You are told to find A, the inverse function of x. And how can you find the inverse function of x? So to find the inverse function of x, first let us write the expression of fx. The expression of fx is equal to 8x. Here's the procedure. First thing, you replace fx with y. So fx, you replace it with y, it will be y is equal to 8x. Second thing, you make x the subject of the formula, which will be y over 8. Third, you replace y with x. So where there is y, you put x. Then you found your inverse. So that's the inverse function. Number B, an expression for f(gx). So you combine these two functions together. So when combining these two functions together, first of all, write the function which is given first. The function which is given first, it is f, which is 8x. So after writing the function which were given first, 8x, where there is x, replace with the second function, which is 3x minus 2 over 4. Then you expand and simplify. So 4 into 8, you have 2. 2 times 3x, 6x. 2 times negative 2, that's negative 4. And that is your final answer. Bearings on question number 17. I've drawn for you the diagram there. You've been given all those bearings and you are told to calculate PWZ, the angle which is here. You are also told to calculate WPZ, the angle which is there. So how do you calculate? Since this is bearing, let's extend these lines. We extend these lines with that one, and then we are given that here it is actually 216, but 216, we know that from here up to here is a straight line, that is 180. So 180, when we subtract 216, when we subtract 180 from 216, we are finding a 36 here. If here there is 36, also there is 36. And this we know that it would have been a complete revolution, and this space is missing. So from 360, when we subtract 296, we are getting a 64, which is here. And that gives us the angle which is here to be 64 plus 36, and that is 100. But how can we get the 54 that is there? So in order for us to get the 54 that is there, we know that the angle which is here, 36, plus the angle which is here, we need to get what? 180. So from 180, when we subtract 36, we're getting 144. So the whole lot here is 144. But we don't want the 144. We only want this angle. So how do we find it? Remember, we are told Z, it is on the west of W. If it's on the west of W, it's forming a 90 degrees here. So from 144, we subtract 90, we remain with 54. Which gives us PWZ to be 54, but WPZ to be 100. And thus our final answer. So question number 18. We are given that diagram and we've been told to find how many planes of symmetry it has. So that diagram has got 13 planes of symmetry. You can cut it into 13 parts, and those parts can still be folded. That's what it means. So it has 13 planes of symmetry. We come to question number B. A piece of timber measures 5.25 centimeter long. Calculate the relative error of the measurement. So relative error, it is equal to absolute value divided by true measure. So to find the absolute value, that is 0.01, you divide by 2, then you get 0.05. So relative error will be equal to 0.05, then divided by 5.25. You employ your div. Since you can't divide here without a calculator, so you make these numbers whole numbers. You multiply by 1000, even down here you multiply by 1000. Then at last you are going to end up with 1 over 1050 as in your final answer. Question number 19, you find calculus, integrating that equation. So you integrate, you are told to integrate 3x to the power 4 minus 4x to the power negative 3. How do you integrate? You add 1, then the answer that you are going to get, you divide it down. So when we add 1 to 4, we have 5, then we divide by 5. Even here, when we add 1 to negative 3, we are going to have negative 2, then we divide by negative 2. But we put plus c, which is the constant number, which we don't know. So 3 divided by 5 to the power 5, negative 2 into negative 4, you are getting a positive 2x raised to the power negative 2 plus c. 3 over 5x to the power 5 plus, instead of leaving it like this, it can actually be written as in 1 over 2x to the power positive 2 plus c, and this remains as your final answer. Question number B, you are just solving that equation. So in order for you to solve that equation, first of all, you need to get rid of this square, and that square can be gotten rid of by introducing a square root. Now we know that when we introduce a square root, it will be positive or negative. So since it's positive or negative, the square root of 5, it is the square root of 25, it's actually 5. So this 5 will be either positive or negative. Here we've got 2x minus 1. So 2x minus 1, negative 1 moves this side, you remain with 2x. If this is positive 5 plus 1, you are going to get a 6. If this is negative 5 plus 1, you are going to get a negative 4. 2x is equal to 6, or 2x is equal to negative 4. If 2x is equal to 6, then your x is 3. Or if your 2x is equal to negative 4, then your x is negative 2. So these are your final answers. We move on to question number 20. Question number 20, you have your question there. Remember, this is 2018 GCE paper 1. You have your question there under coordinate geometry. The question reads, find the equation of the line which is parallel to 2x plus 3. 2x plus y is equal to 3, passing through negative 2 and 3. So how do we go about it? So this equation of the line which we've been given, let's find its gradient first. So we just make y the subject of the formula. Then this 2x will come this side and become a negative. So you have y is equal to 3 minus 2x. So your m, it is the coefficient of x. That's what your gradient is. Whatever coefficient of x, after making y the subject of formula, the coefficient of x will be your gradient, which is negative 2. Now we are told this line, it is parallel to the line which we have to find. And parallel lines have equal gradient. So even the line that we want to find, its gradient is also what? Negative 2. So how do we find this line? Remember, we've only been given one pair of coordinate, negative 2, 3. So we can employ this equation y minus y1 is equal to m, open brackets, x minus x1, close brackets. So y, that's your y, minus y1, it is 3, is equal to m, your gradient, which is negative 2, open bracket, x minus your x1, that is negative 2. So your y is actually equal to negative 2, x plus 2 plus 3. This 3 has gone this side and become a negative. You open brackets by multiplying, you get negative 2x minus 4, then plus 3. Negative 4 plus 3, that's negative 1. So your y is equal to negative 2x minus 1. You have it as your answer. Number B, you find computer. So computer, you are told the diagram in the space below is an incomplete flowchart to calculate cos x for the triangle shown below here. So how do you calculate x? How do you calculate cos x? Sorry. So your cos x will be equal to z squared, the z squared, and the y squared minus your x. So this x has to be squared also. Yeah. So for you to calculate cos theta, the formula that you need is here. Cos x is equal to z squared plus y squared minus x squared over 2 multiplied by y multiplied by z. This is the formula you need. So how are you going to fill in the flowchart? So begin, output cos x, and end, they've already been done for you. You only need to fill in the parallelogram and the rectangle. So parallelogram, you can only fill it in with your inputs, what you need. So for you to calculate this, what do you need? You need to have the values of x, y, and z. So what you need to calculate this angle is what you have as in your input. So you are saying input x, y, and z. Then how are you going to calculate the angle? You are going to calculate it using this formula. After this, you've calculated it using this formula, you're going to output it and you end your program. So this is the final answer.